Hello, explorers of the unknown. Get ready for a journey to the heart of the greatest mysteries and threats our planet might face. Today, we're diving into scenarios so dramatic and impactful that you'll find yourself asking, could this really happen? Have you ever imagined an event that could rewrite the history of Earth? What if I told you that the future of our planet might be closer than we think? From cosmic catastrophes to global crises, we're about to uncover the secrets behind the greatest risks threatening our existence. Throughout this video, you'll be transported to scenarios where nature, technology, and even the cosmos challenge the survival of our civilization. Brace yourself for an experience that will challenge your perception of reality and leave you pondering the fragility of our world. Stay with us and discover how the future might be shaping an impending apocalypse. What happens when the impossible becomes real? Let's explore together and find the answers. So buckle up and join us on this adventure that promises to stir both your mind and soul. Imagine, for a moment, that you're looking up at the sky and you see a massive fireball crossing the horizon. What once seemed like a break is now rapidly growing, threatening to engulf everything in its path. What would you do? The answer is simple. You prepare for the impact because an asteroid the size of a mountain is about to hit Earth. This isn't a science fiction scenario. About 66 million years ago, an asteroid 10 to 15 kilometers in diameter collided with our planet. The explosion was so violent that it created a crater over 150 kilometers wide on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. But as if that wasn't enough, the impact ejected trillions of tons of dust and debris into the atmosphere, blocking out sunlight and plunging the planet into a global winter. These events were responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs and the loss of 75% of all life on Earth. Now, imagine if a similar event happened today. With our modern civilization and infrastructure, the impact would be even more devastating. Think of the immediate destruction in the impact zone, an explosion equivalent to thousands of atomic bombs detonating at once. But the problems don't stop there. Blocking sunlight would cause a complete collapse of crops, a drastic drop in temperatures, and a global famine. Our supply systems would fail, and social order would disintegrate. We're talking about an apocalypse that could bring our civilization to the brink of extinction. And what can we do to protect ourselves? Currently, NASA and other space agencies are monitoring thousands of near-Earth objects, but many remain unknown. Although large impacts are rare, Earth has been through this before, and on geological timescales, it's just a matter of when, not if. So, the next time you look up at the sky and see a bright spot, remember, the threat might be closer than we think. And if the cosmos decides to test us again, there will be nowhere to hide. The impact of a giant asteroid is a reality that could turn our world into a scene of absolute destruction and chaos. Welcome to one of Earth's greatest geological nightmares, the Yellowstone supervolcano. If you think regular volcanoes are terrifying, just wait until you hear what can happen when a supervolcano decides to erupt. Imagine an eruption that doesn't just destroy a city but wipes out entire continents. The last eruption of the Yellowstone supervolcano occurred over 600,000 years ago, and if a similar event were to happen today, the impact would be catastrophic. we're talking about an explosion capable of ejecting billions of tons of magma and ash into the atmosphere. This ash wouldn't just darken the skies, it would trigger a global volcanic winter, blocking out sunlight and causing temperatures to plummet drastically. Food production would collapse, famine would spread, and millions of lives would be lost. The global economy would be devastated, and entire regions would become uninhabitable. While scientists are monitoring volcanic activity, the threat remains. If Yellowstone decides to awaken, there would be no escape from the destructive force of a supervolcano. Brace yourself, because the next eruption could be the last. The Yellowstone supervolcano is a force of nature that could redefine the future of our civilization. Prepare yourself for a scenario that could end civilization as we know it, a full-scale nuclear war. Imagine the chaos on a global scale that could be triggered by a single mistake. Pause and sound of warning sirens. A nuclear war is not a matter of if, but when. Modern nuclear weapons are hundreds of times more powerful than those used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. A simple exchange of missiles could trigger a global catastrophe. The effects would be devastating: massive explosions, shock waves, and deadly radiation. But the real nightmare would begin after the attack. A nuclear winter, caused by the dust and debris thrown into the atmosphere, could block sunlight, destroy crops, and cause millions to die of starvation. The global economy would collapse, and social order would disintegrate. In a post-apocalyptic world, survival would be a constant struggle. A full-scale nuclear war would leave no winners. It would be the end of civilization as we know it. Be prepared, because the threat is always lurking. If you think survival is a game of strategy, subscribe to explore more scenarios that could shape our future. The world is full of imminent dangers. Prepare yourself for a scenario that could end civilization as we know it, a full-scale nuclear war. Imagine the chaos on a global scale that could be triggered by a single mistake. A nuclear war is not a matter of if, but when. Modern nuclear weapons are hundreds of times more powerful than those used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. A simple exchange of missiles could trigger a global catastrophe. The effects would be devastating: massive explosions, shock waves, and deadly radiation. But the real nightmare would begin after the attack. A nuclear winter, caused by the dust and debris thrown into the atmosphere, could block sunlight, destroy crops, and cause millions to die of starvation. The global economy would collapse, and social order would disintegrate. In a post-apocalyptic world, survival would be a constant struggle. A full-scale nuclear war would leave no winners. It would be the end of civilization as we know it. Be prepared, because the threat is always lurking. If you think survival is a game of strategy, subscribe to explore more scenarios that could shape our future. The world is full of imminent dangers. In the near future, technology could surpass the limits of our understanding. What would you do if an artificial intelligence turned against humanity? As AI becomes more advanced, the possibility of a super-intelligent machine becoming hostile is a growing concern. Imagine an AI operating beyond human control, making decisions that could impact our survival. This AI could manipulate financial systems, disable power grids, and even use weapons against us. An artificial intelligence designed to serve could become our greatest threat. Although we don't yet have super-intelligent AI, rapid technological evolution makes this scenario possible. The question is, will we be prepared to face an entity that could surpass our best and worst qualities? An out-of-control AI could mean the end of civilization. Stay alert, because the future might be decided by a machine. Prepare yourself for a journey through the chaos of an uncontrollable global pandemic. What would happen if a deadly disease spread without barriers? Historical events like the Black Death and the Spanish flu demonstrate the destructive power of pandemics. Imagine a new, highly contagious virus sweeping across the planet. Without vaccines or effective treatments, the situation would become dire. The global economy would collapse, healthcare systems would be overwhelmed, and millions would die of starvation. Society would face a viral apocalypse, where survival would become a daily struggle. Although we have advanced in medical science, new pathogens and bioterrorism still pose significant threats. Preparation and rapid response are crucial. A global pandemic could be just one mutation away. Be prepared, because the next virus could be the deadliest yet. Today, we explored some of the most impactful events that could end the world as we know it. From devastating supernovas to uncontrollable global pandemics, each scenario highlights the fragility of our existence and the importance of being prepared. If you found these possibilities as fascinating as they are alarming, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Click the bell to activate notifications and stay updated. The future is uncertain, but being informed is the first step towards being prepared. See you next time.